Hello, everybody, and welcome back to EE episode 19, I believe. I believe my math is right. Last time we got back from the hot springs trip, and it was pretty epic. That's about all I've got for a recap. Let's get right into episode 19. I wake up feeling groggy after our late night return. Our time at the hot springs felt like a mini vacation. It feels weird going back to school today. I flip the blankets off of me and slide out of bed, and I get ready for school. The kitchen is empty when I arrive, and both Erlen and Mina's bags are missing. They must have gone to school early for their club meetings. Luckily, I didn't have to wake up early for my club. Just as I'm about to browse through the fridge, Uncle Hajime enters, carrying a freshly baked loaf of milk bread.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Hajime. He looks around the kitchen.
Where are the girls?
They left earlier.
Oh, that's too bad. They're missing out on this soft, fluffy bread.
Oh, I need Uncle Hajime's soft, fluffy bread in my mouth right now. Oh man, I'm gonna lose it. He sets the loaf on the table. The fresh, sweet smell makes my mouth water. But I'm here.
Then eat up.
I cut myself a slice and spread it with butt hair before eagerly digging in. It's delicious, as always. Uncle Hajime grins.
I wanted to surprise everybody with breakfast after your late night yesterday, but I didn't expect everyone to leave so early.
That's really nice of you, Uncle Hajime.
Do you mind bringing it to school? You could share with the girls and your friends, just in case anyone skipped breakfast.
Will do.
I appreciate it. As thanks, there'll be a little treat for you when you get home.
Thanks, but you don't have to do that.
Just look for it.
Uncle Hajime gives me a wink before heading back to the bakery. Really just hope there's not an incestuous relationship with our uncle. That'd be kind of a weird turn for this game to take. I grab my bag and rush out of the house. Maybe I'm the one who just keeps turning everything weird. No, it can't be it. I keep up a quick pace as I walk to school. Before long, I pass through the broad gates and cut across the courtyard. After entering the building, I find my classroom and take my seat. I don't know why, but broad gate threw me off. I've never heard a gate described that way. My friends are all gathered in a tight circle. As I sit down, I hand Erlen and Mina their breakfast and share the rest of the loaf with Kosei and Kira. Hey guys, what's going on? Kosei looks around.
Shh, not so loud.
Huh?
We're talking about the amulet.
He whispers the last two words. Why is that a secret?
You know, because Erlen's...
He looks around and then whispers again.
Velden?
Mina shakes her head.
We never should have told him. He keeps making a big deal out of it.
It is a big deal.
Maybe we should return to the task at hand.
Yeah, what exactly did I miss? Erlen huffs.
It has been 2 whole days and we still haven't discovered who the amulet belongs to. That's really not that long. It is an eternity.
We've narrowed it down that it must be somebody from our school.
We have?
Yes, we found it when our class had the hot springs reserved.
That's true, which means the only person visiting the spring at that time were people from our school.
Could someone have dropped it earlier?
Maybe, but I didn't see it when we entered.
Me neither. And I found it right next to the water when we left, which means someone dropped it during our reservation.
I think I made the prediction like 2 or 3 episodes ago that was Daisuke, the older guy who's on the soccer team, and I'm pretty sure that's right, because I don't think it could be anyone else.
Then, in order to discover who owns it, we just need to know who visited the hot spring while you were there.
He stares at us.
Well, who was there?
I don't know what you think we do in the hot spring, but it's not checking out other dudes.
Mina sighs.
Yeah, that's a good start, but doesn't actually narrow it down by much.
Erlen, is there anything on that amulet that can help us? She shakes her head.
It's a common token meant to ward away evil and disaster.
Clearly it doesn't work.
Why? Because this person lost it?
No, because Kosi was able to touch it.
Hey!
Mina snickers. Kira remains thoughtful.
It seems this person must be superstitious.
Our conversation is cut short by Miss Sato entering the room. We can continue this later. My friends nod and we scoot ourselves back into place. Miss Sato clears her throat.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all rested and rejuvenated and ready to get back to work.
A half-hearted muttering is the only response.
I'm sure that will change once we get started. Please open your textbooks.
Miss Sato begins the class, and I do my best to focus on the lesson, but my thoughts keep wandering. Who else in this school is Velden? Lunchtime. Maybe it's that guy who likes chalk. I doubt it. Sticking with my OG prediction, I quickly pack up my things. Just as I'm about to head home, I remember that I have a club meeting after school today. Shouldering my bag, I make my way to the club room. I greet my club members when I enter and take a seat. I am pretty used to our chaotic starts by now. Rika will introduce the case and will put a plan into motion. Today, though, feels different. Everyone seems a lot less energetic and a lot more relaxed than usual. A few minutes later, Rika looks around.
Everyone here? All right, let's head on over to the classrooms.
I blink in surprise. Is this a part of a new case? I shuffle along with the rest of the group. Some of them carry brooms, cloths, and other cleaning supplies. When we reach the classroom, Rika splits us up into smaller groups. I follow her into the first classroom, while the others head into their assigned rooms. She claps her hands together.
Right. Duty calls, everyone. Let's make sure this room is spick and span.
Our club has a weird dynamic. One day we're just assaulting students for stealing pencils, and the next day we're just cleaning rooms. Crazy. My club mates grab the supplies and begin cleaning. Rika offers me an eraser and points to the chalkboard.
You can help me erase the board.
Yes, ma'am. That's code right. Don't ask questions. We want a femdom. We need this. I'm happy to help whenever I'm needed.
That's the spirit.
After accepting the eraser, I follow Rika's lead and wipe down the board. I'm still confused by what's going on, but everyone else is acting as if this is a normal occurrence. This has to be the beginning of a prank, right? I'm sure once we're done cleaning, then we'll move right into setting up our real mission. Soon, the chalkboard is clear, desks are wiped, and the floors are swept. Rika surveys the room and nods, satisfied.
Nice work, team. Another job well done. Let's go check on the others.
As everyone collects the clean supplies, I approach Rika. Is that it?
A real go-getter, aren't you? Well, if that wasn't enough for you, then I'm sure some of the other rooms would appreciate your help.
No, I mean, what's the plan now?
Nothing.
Huh? You mean we were literally just cleaning to clean?
Yup,
Why?
because that's what good Samaritans do.
He folds her arms behind her head, grinning broadly. I'm not sure I follow. Rika giggles.
We're called the Good Samaritan Club, which means that sometimes we need to actually do things that will help out the teachers in school. That way, they remain happy and won't go digging into what we actually do.
Actually kind of smart. But we actually help people by punishing the bad guys.
I know, and it's easier for us to do that without the faculty monitoring us.
I pause, thinking about it. I Guess it's true that teachers don't usually like it when students take matters into their own hands. They're always telling us to contact one of them when there's a problem, but they don't consider every issue to be important. That makes sense. Rika nods and then curls into a sly grin. He holds up a set of keys.
Plus, doing this gives us extra access around the school.
So that's how you're able to open up locked classrooms.
Yup, pretty sweet, right? And we only need to help out once every few weeks. The rest of the time, we can keep doing what we do best.
That's not bad at all. She nods and winks.
Now, let's go and make sure the others aren't slacking off.
We check on the other groups, making sure their classrooms are up to standard. Rika expects perfection in everything we do, even if it's boring grunt work. Cleaning takes up our whole meeting time, but I understand why we do it and why no one seems to mind. It's for the greater good of the club. Finally, it's time to go home. I say goodbye to my clubmates and hurry back to the house. With my power walking determination, I arrive home in record time. Not to brag, but I might be the fastest power walker in all of the North American region, if I could be so bold as to say so. Not, humble brag. After kicking off my shoes and throwing off my bag, I check the kitchen for a snack and find a cupcake with my name and frosting and a thank you note from Uncle Hajime telling me to enjoy it. That was pretty nice. This is awesome. The girls should forget their breakfast more often. Thanks, Uncle Hajime. With my belly full, not of whom, but I wonder what I want to do. Who should I hang out with? Interesting. You know, we've been doing a lot of Kira action. We've been neglecting Erlen. Mina's gonna be neglected regardless, so I'm leaning towards Erlen right now, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I spot Erlen in her room through the open door. She sits in front of her desk, her brows furrowed. Hey, Erlen.
Oh, hello.
She briefly glances at me before looking back down at her paper. What are you reading?
I'm reviewing the syllabus for class because of something Jiro mentioned in our council meeting. Did you know we are required to complete mandatory volunteer hours?
That sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, I think that's right.
Why did no one ever mention this before?
Because we have all year to finish it.
Well, I want to volunteer.
Right now?
Yes,
Oh, really? Why?
because I understand the value and importance of giving back to the community. In Belden, I took part in all of my family's volunteer efforts. We always got involved with worthy charities and philanthropies that worked hard to help those in need.
Wow. You know, it kind of changes my opinion about Erlen, but I'm sure there's going to be a twist here. I blink. That's not an answer I was expecting. That's actually really great. He nods.
Besides, it reflects poorly if the grade representative procrastinates on fulfilling the required volunteer hours.
That makes sense too. I'm impressed Erlen feels so strongly about giving back. It's a good thing to do, and something that we could all work towards during... Oh man, this is hard. This is a really difficult sentence. For some odd reason. Okay, one last try. It's a good thing to do, comma, and something that we could all work towards doing more of, period. Ooh, that was a toughie. She's setting a good example for the rest of the first years. Okay, where do you want to volunteer?
Wherever needs help.
That doesn't narrow it down. There are a lot of places that need help. She waves her hand.
You know this place better than I do. You choose then.
Alright. I pull out my phone and do some digging. I know there are a lot of opportunities, but I don't I don't know them off the top of my head. How about a soup kitchen? Park cleanup?
Maybe not.
Homeless shelter? She wrinkles her nose. Are you sure you don't want to choose the games impossible? I thought I was choosing. Why did she bother saying I could choose if she's just going to shoot down everything I suggest? I thought you said I was choosing.
You are,
Then stop rejecting every suggestion.
but you haven't chosen the correct one.
I look back at my list. Food pantry? She shakes her head.
Is there something a bit more social?
Social? What sort of volunteer work did you do in Veldon?
We attended many charity balls and would visit hospitals to improve morale for those in recovery.
That's not really volunteering. That's more like making appearances. Erilyn crosses her arms.
It still made a difference to a lot of people.
I'm sure she did make a difference, but it seems like it's easy work. However, it's better not to argue. I don't want to be the gatekeeper of volunteering. Instead, I review my list. Oh, I know. How about an animal shelter? Erilyn perks up.
Yes, that's perfect.
A shelter nearby is having an adoption event at the park and needs volunteers. Erilyn stands to her feet and moves towards the door.
Let's go. The animals need us.
Hope they have otters. I quickly sign us up online before following Erilyn out of the house. Okay, this could be epic. Potentially. As we walk towards the park, I finish up our registration. It doesn't take us long before we hear the chorus of barks, meows, and chirps in a noisy symphony. Whoa. New backgrounds? My goodness. This fountain? Majestic. This is insane. The skyline? Oh man. Crazy. Crazy. We get too many backgrounds. We are spoiled. Tents are spread out on the park lawn, each housing the different animals. Groups of people lean against the fencing, cooing and fawning over the potential pets. I lead Erilyn to the registration tent where a staff member checks us in. We read through a list and go through all the rules and regulations.
Okay, it looks like you're all set. You'll be stationed in the dog tent.
Who's this volunteer lead? You're looking kind of cute. What exactly do you need us to do there?
You guys have the best job out of the bunch. You're here to socialize the dogs. Play with them, walk them, shower them with attention. Keep them happy and lively so they have a better chance of being adopted to their forever homes.
Sounds easy enough.
Yes, this sounds excellent.
Great! Now transfer that enthusiasm to the pups.
Afterwards, we're shuffled over to the dog tent. As soon as we enter, the dogs swarm us in an excited collection of furry paws and wagging tails. Erilyn giggles as she tries to pet each of them.
Wait. Line up and I'll get to you one by one. There are too many of you and only one of me.
With the help of a few other volunteers, we wrangle the dogs into manageable groups and circulate the tent. Whenever a potential adopter comes by, we make sure the dogs are happy and friendly. Erilyn remembers everything we learned at orientation and answers any questions people have about the adoption process. It's a lot easier than people anticipate, and after speaking with Erilyn, more than one family would leave with a dog they're ready to love. Erilyn sits on the grass beside older dogs, gently stroking their fur while their heads rest in her lap. It's sweet that she chooses to give her to the older dogs who are usually ignored due to their age. All of the dogs are friendly, except for one small corgi who sits alone in the corner. Anytime anyone approaches, the dog turns away. We watch as a couple of volunteers huff and ultimately leave it alone.
Ugh, what a bad attitude. No wonder this dog has been stuck here for so long.
I know. She refuses to engage with anyone. The shelter works so hard to try to get her adopted, but it's impossible when she just ignores everybody.
If I learned anything from media, you don't know the dog's backstory. You don't know, why he became the villain, the antagonist. You don't know what this dog's been through. How dare you volunteer one and volunteer two? Get out of here.
If she wants to be left alone, then wish granted.
Uh-huh.
How horrible. They don't know the backstory. This dog's character development, they have no clue. The two volunteers walk out of earshot. I look over to the corgi in question. She hides deep in the corner of the tent, her body coiled into herself and her head tucked under.
We should go over there.
Yeah, that poor pup, but I'm so comfortable here with adoring dogs. The dog wants to be alone. We don't know its backstory. It's a poor pup. I nod. Yeah, he looks really lonely.
It's our job to make every dog happy, and that includes her.
Slowly, we approach the corgi, who looks up as we draw near. Hey there, doggy. He watches me warily. I'm a friend. I reach out my hand for her to sniff. She barely glances at it before she turns her nose away. Wow, this dog is somehow even more of a princess than Erlen. Yeah, there's no reasoning with this dog. Erlen flicks her hair back and pushes me aside.
Let the expert handle this.
Since when did you become a dog whisperer?
Since I understand what a girl wants.
He offers the corgi a gentle smile.
Hi, I'm Erilyn.
The dog blinks up at Erlen, slowly untangling herself. She takes one step closer, then another, sniffing curiously.
It's okay. I promise I won't hurt you.
The corgi allows Erlen to approach and cautiously sniffs her hand. Then she bumps her head against Erlen's palm, cuddling closer to her. Erlen giggles as she envelops the dog in a hug.
Aww.
God, I wish I was that dog. Aw, those volunteers were wrong. He doesn't seem so bad. I reach out a hand and the corgi's gaze snaps up. He fixes me with a warning glare. Never mind.
She's just got high standards, don't you, you cute little ball of fluff?
The corgi wags her tail in delight.
Be careful! She doesn't like.
The staff member pauses, blinking at the scene before her.
Wait, you can hold her?
Yes.
The staff member's eyes widen.
Wow, that's amazing! What's your secret?
Nothing. I was just being myself.
Really? You must smell nice or something, because this girl won't let anyone else near her. Not even the other staff members. But she loves you.
Aw, she's actually really sweet.
I know, she's a sweetie at heart, but she hardly ever shows it.
The staff member smiles, watching the two of them.
You know, she's really taken a liking to you.
Erlen nuzzles the pup.
I'm glad, because I like her too.
I've never seen her so expressive with anyone before. It'd be a shame to split you two up.
This seems kind of like a dick thing to say. She's basically saying, hey, if you don't adopt this, like, you're a bad person. You know? That's, I don't know about you, volunteer lead. I thought you were cute, but not anymore. The corgi cuddles Erlen, eager to be closer to her.
I know this isn't why you came out today, but have you ever considered adoption?
She's just pushing this dog so hard, my goodness. Erlen pauses.
I don't believe that's the best idea. I'm only here on an extended visit.
Oh, sure. I understand. If you'll be visiting here for a while, there's always the option to foster a dog instead.
She looks intrigued.
Foster?
Yep. More animals come in faster than we can adopt them out. Fostering pets helps us a lot by freeing up space. It also helps the animals become more comfortable around humans.
Erlen glances at me. Fostering doesn't sound like a bad idea. It's impermanent, so Erlen won't be abandoning a pet, and it would give the corgi a happier living environment. The two of them really seem to have hit it off. The corgi nestles against Erlen, her tail wagging wildly as Erlen strokes her fur. There's no way I can say no and be the bad guy. And if we promise to take care of the dog, I'm sure that Aunt Amiko and Uncle Hajime won't mind. They've been talking about how they love a pet for years. I think it's a great idea, but let me call Aunt Amiko and Uncle Hajime to ask. I step away and dial the number at the bakery.
Thank you for calling. This is Emiko speaking. How may I help you?
I've been saying Amiko, but they're saying Emiko. We're sticking with our guns here. Hi, Aunt Amiko. It's Markapi. Her voice immediately softens.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Is everything okay?
Yeah, Erlen and I are volunteering at a pet adoption event today.
Oh, that sounds lovely, dear. Are you enjoying yourselves?
It's been a lot of fun, and there's this one dog who really seems to like Erlen. We were wondering if it would be okay to foster the dog for a short while. Aunt Amiko hesitates on the line.
Oh my. I know that Hajime and I talked about wanting a pet, but I just don't know if we have time for that.
You wouldn't have to do anything. Erin and I will take care of her. I can tell it would make her happy. You should see the two of them together. It's like they're meant to be.
How long will the foster be for?
Only a couple of weeks. Maybe a month? Even less time if she gets adopted first.
Well, let me talk to Hajime.
I wait as Aunt Amiko goes into the back. After a while, she returns to the phone.
You know what? If it will make Erlin's time here that much better, then sure. We can see how well a pet integrates with the family, as we've talked about getting one for a while.
Thank you. Pets are the best. I'll go tell Erlen the good news.
Okay, we can't wait to meet the new addition.
After I hang up the phone, I return to Erlen. Aunt Amiko says it's fine with her if that's what you want to do. Erlen bursts into a wide grin and addresses the staff member.
Yes, we'd love to foster her. What an ingenious suggestion.
That's great.
The staff member leads us to a table where we fill out the appropriate paperwork. When we're finished, Erlen and I wave goodbye to everybody. The corgi ignores everyone who tries to interact with her, huddling close to Erlen when anyone approaches. Well, we got a dog this episode. Talk about story development. On our walk back, the dog keeps pace with Erlen, her tongue hanging out as she enjoys the breeze. So, what are you gonna name your new companion? Erlen considers the question and smiles.
I have the perfect name. Denna.
The dog barks excitedly and wags her tail. Sounds like she approves.
Of course she does. She knows a good name when she hears it.
The house is empty when we arrive home. Erlen takes the dog up to her room, and I return to my own room. Fighting a yawn, I decide to skip doing my homework tonight and leave it for the weekend. Being risky tonight, aren't we? Instead, I relax by educating myself on the latest memes until my eyes droop. Then I get ready for bed and nestle under my blankets. Before I realize it, I'm fast asleep. End of the episode music is playing, so that means it's the end of the episode. Crazy how that works. Alright, go ahead, do me 4 favors, like, comment, subscribe, and as always help me find a girlfriend, and bye-bye.